Yo, this video is going to be more of an advanced video going over the different kickoff strats in Rocket League and overall kickoff theory. If you want a more generalized look at how kickoff mechanics work, check out these videos, links in the description. I don't think I need to tell anyone how important kickoffs can be, especially 1v1, which is where we're going to be spending most of our time today. If you want a part 2 for kickoffs and 2v2, be sure to let me know down in the comments and subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you're wondering where I've been for the past like 2.5 years, I've actually been making music. So everything that you're going to hear in this video and on this channel moving forward was actually made by me. And if you want to hear more, please feel free to go check out the links in the description, my Spotify, my other socials. It would honestly be so sick. Like, I wanted to do music for so long, and I was just too scared to like take the leap and actually do it. So, yeah. Anyways, no, enough stalling. Let's get back into the video. For today's vid, I grabbed Wizz to get his input on the very highest level of 1v1 kickoff priorities and strategy. Say hi, Wizz.
Hey everyone, I'm Wizz. If you don't know who I am, I'm the top level 1s player in NA. I'm currently rank X in 6-mans and actually held rank 1 for a few weeks in season 2, which was about 4 seasons ago. So you can trust me when I say, if you want to climb in 1s, you need a good kickoff. So let's start off with the basics.
Right, the basics. Let's go over what it means to actually win a kickoff. Winning a kickoff isn't about pushing the ball to the opponent's side by slamming it at the front of the ball with all your might or something. It's about who ends up with the ball after all's said and done. It's about possession. Sometimes that can mean getting to the boost first, sometimes that can mean losing the ball to your corner on purpose. There's no one way to win a kickoff. That being said, let's go over some ways people try to sway kickoffs into their favor. We'll start with the straight and offset spawns to go over how you should be approaching and flipping into the ball. Like I said before, your focus should be to either keep possession of the ball, win the race to the boost, or both. So how do we go about doing that?
When I'm nearing the ball, I look at which side of the ball my opponent is coming from and then align myself in front of them and try to kill their car's momentum. I don't really care about where the ball goes, I just care about possession and keeping my momentum up so I can win the race to whichever 100 boost I need after. Taking this approach often just leaves me with the ball anyway, because I've done a good enough job countering what my opponent was trying to do.
Again, there's no one way to go about this. As is the case with pretty much everything in Rocket League, it's more the general concept and mindset that matters. There's no rules like, if you think your opponent is going to flip left, then you flip right to counter. But if you shift your overall priorities and thought process toward those goals instead, you'll have a much better chance at coming out on top against someone with a decent kickoff. Where this gets more difficult is in the diagonal spawn. When you spawn here, your highest priority should simply be getting to the ball first. If you spend time lining up goal side, you're likely leaving a window of opportunity for your opponent to beat you to the ball and have more influence over the results of the kickoff. Instead, it's often better to get to the ball as fast as possible, then adjust your kickoff based on what you see your opponent doing. Bearing all this in mind, what I recommend you do is to find a flip you feel comfortable with. If you need help speed flipping, you can check my video on it below, by the way, and an approach that works for you. But mostly concentrate on how you're flipping into the ball, and try your best to look at your opponent to counter what they're doing. It can be really difficult to do both at the same time, but the more you practice it, the easier it'll become.
Also, if you're learning to look at your opponents during kickoff, it'll make dealing with the next strat we'll be discussing way easier. Fakes have been increasing in popularity a lot recently, and there's a couple of ways you can go about doing it.
The easiest way to do this is a simple diagonal flip forward, using some boost to make the fake convincing, and then turning toward your net to shadow any potential shot. Normally, you won't even have to worry about a shot though, because they'll just hit the ball into your back corner and you get possession and 100 boost for free. The slightly more difficult way is the half flip toward the 100 boost right away, keeping your speed as high as possible to get back to save any potential shots off the rip. But you get your 100 boost first and get to keep momentum.
You goof! I can see your car over the ball! All I gotta do is turn around, take it to my corner and you're cooked. Or I can just shoot in your post and keep you awkward forever.
Oh. I guess Wizz would recommend doing the first variation of the fake kickoff. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I fake kickoff a lot in my games. It's a great way to keep your opponent guessing and uncomfortable. And it prevents them from getting a read on your kickoff habits. And pretty much every time you fake someone for the first time, they just give you the ball for free. But I always recommend the flipping forward variant. It's just so much harder to see because your car and your nameplate are hidden very well behind the ball.
Now, another kickoff you'll eventually run into, or want to use for yourself, is the delayed kickoff. This one's super simple. Just do everything you would normally do in your kickoff, but use slightly less boost and slam the brakes on at the end. What you're hoping for in this kickoff is that your opponent will go flying over you and the ball, and you get possession or a straight up kickoff goal for free. But it's also relatively easy to beat. You just hold your flip for a split second after hitting the ball, then flip through their 50 from a higher, more dominant angle. This one's definitely a risk to go for since you're very likely to lose if the stars don't align for you. So think of this as more of a cheeky last minute comeback attempt sort of option. Now, the last kickoff we'll go over in this video is pretty mechanically intensive, and that's the wave dash recovery kickoff. It may not look like much, but the precision needed to hit the ball dead center while jumping from far away makes it deceptively difficult, especially if you're speed flipping beforehand.
The main thing here is you want to make sure you're jumping from pretty far away and tapping jump super lightly to get as low of a jump as possible. This way, you won't have any upward momentum when you hit the ball, and you can get back down to the ground faster to use your wave dash sooner and win the race to the boost.
Again, this is a kickoff strat where you really don't care what happens with the ball. You just want to race to the boost and have a sick recovery to gain possession. But now that you know how to do it, how do you beat it when someone's trying to use it against you?
It goes back to what I was saying about the diagonal kickoffs. If you can keep your momentum high through the 50, you can beat out the wave dash recovery to the boost. I also do a speed flip motion when flipping into the ball, which helps keep my car lower and makes my recovery faster.
But be careful, if you don't hit the ball just right, or you miss your flip timing even a little bit, the fast recovery of the wave dash kickoff can very easily mess you up. They can get under your car when landing, take the ball for free up the wall, or just drive the ball straight into your net. If you don't already know how to do this one, I'd highly recommend learning it. It's a great tool to have in your arsenal. Alright, those are the main kickoff archetypes and ones and how to go about beating them. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and we'll be having your opponents be calling you a lucky kickoff merchant in no time. A big thanks to Wizz for helping me out and lending his expertise on this video. And again, if you want to learn more, go check out the link in my description to the coaching page on Metafy. And if you like the music, make sure to hit me up on Spotify. Alright, that's all for now. I'll see you all later, and best of luck in your ranked games. Peace.